Hello and welcome to Van TV Media. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with your friends to get daily updates. On April 21st, 2025, Burkina Faso's military government announced it had thwarted a significant coup attempt against interim president Captain Ibrahim Traore. Several military officers were arrested in connection with the plot, though the government has not disclosed the exact number or specific charges. Reports suggest that 2 senior officers were relieved of their duties as corps commanders amid growing speculation about internal dissent and possible involvement of exiled military personnel. In response to the arrests, President Traore swiftly appointed new officers to fill the vacant positions. The government has yet to provide a comprehensive statement detailing the alleged conspiracy. This incident adds to a series of assassination attempts against President Traore, who has reportedly survived over 18 such attempts since taking power in 2022. The latest plot allegedly involved a $5 million bribe offered to his guards to betray him. The situation remains tense in Burkina Faso, with the government on high alert for further threats. Authorities have not ruled out the possibility of foreign involvement in the latest coup attempt.
It should be noted that the masterminds outside the country are all located in Côte d'Ivoire, including the aforementioned Bahare Abdrahman. The intelligence services followed the maneuver, which, according to the plan of the terrorist conspirators, was to culminate on Wednesday, April 16th, 2025, in an assault on the presidency of Faso by a group of soldiers recruited by the enemies of the nation. The plot is actively continuing from their operations center in Abidjan, with the objective of sowing chaos in Burkina Faso before the month of June. According to this shocking press release from Burkina Faso's minister in charge of security, the following revelations from Burkina Faso's intelligence services have just exposed a chilling betrayal, a coordinated plot involving military deserters, foreign actors, and terrorist leaders, all aimed at collapsing the country from within and placing it back under the grip of foreign control. This wasn't just an attempted coup. It was a full-blown scheme to dismantle a rising sovereign nation, and yet it failed. Pay attention and listen all through for more details. You will be shocked. Press release. Several weeks ago, intelligence services intercepted multiple communications between an individual and terrorist leaders concerning details of the positions of the defense and internal security forces, the volunteers for the defense of the homeland, as well as military operations. After in-depth technical analysis, the individual was identified as Bahare Abdrahman, a known officer in the Burkinabe Armed Forces. He was identified as belonging to the Military Justice Battalion. Information gathering within his unit of assignment enabled intelligence agents to discover that the officer had been in a situation of unauthorized absence for several weeks and was the subject of desertion proceedings. The surveillance of the communications of the deserter Lieutenant Barry Abdra revealed additional links of interest to the intelligence services, notably with an officer of the armed forces named Compaoré Joanny, a former non-commissioned officer of the Burkinabe army named Zerbo Lauko, an officer on duty at the Integrated Operations Center of Burkina Faso, Commander Ouedraogo Frederick, an armed forces officer on training in a European country, but a long-time deserter who had joined Abidjan under the name Kaboré Constantin. The meticulous work of the intelligence services uncovered a large-scale plot being prepared against our country, whose ultimate goal was to sow total chaos with a view to placing the country under the tutelage of an international organization capable of regaining control in 10 or 20 years, according to the instigators. Sensitive information was passed to terrorists with the aim of increasing attacks against the fighting forces and civilians in order to incite revolt against the authorities. Furthermore, other strategies were developed to disorient the intelligence services in order to lead them to carry out mass arrests within the defense and internal security forces, and thus hope to create frustrations and a sense of fear.
Et espérer ainsi créer des frustrations et un sentiment de peur. La manipulation est menée également.
Manipulation was also carried out through messages disseminated to unjustly target certain individuals, and other messages sent to corps commanders to frighten them by indicating that they would be arrested as being on a so-called blacklist.
Car étant sur une soi-disant liste noire. Des leaders religieux et coutumiers.
Religious and customary leaders were solicited to convince certain officers to engage in this deadly mission.
For more updates, subscribe to Van TV Media.